y'all, my name is Sarah and this is my Flosstube Sarah Stitches. Today is Wednesday, December 27th, and I just want to welcome everybody and just thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule, your busy life, to just thank you for just sitting down and watching my Flosstube. This is a channel primarily about cross stitch, but I do have a book talk at the end of all my videos. I also, besides cross stitch, I also love to read. And I do have, I do throw in other crafts that I do enjoy from time to time. And I do actually have just a little small one today that I did over the Christmas break. If you're new to my channel, I work for a school district. And so I have been off for a week. And I have another week until I go back to work. And so I was able to get, just a little bit done, little crafting done during that break before. I got out that Wednesday before Christmas. So I was able to get a few things done. So, but I just want to welcome you, and I just hope that if you do celebrate Christmas, I do hope that everybody had a wonderful Christmas and you were able to spend time with family and friends. It was actually a little different for us this year. I have always, even growing up as a child, I've never had a Christmas day that we just stayed home, or even as an adult with my kids that somebody wasn't over here on Christmas Day. But this year was the first year that I had nobody over on Christmas Day. Everybody came over on Christmas Eve. Mostly in part because we've always celebrated Christmas Eve with my husband's family. And when my parents are still alive, we did Christmas Day with them. But, my mom passed away 2 years ago. My dad passed away about 5-6 years before she did. And so, I had and continued that tradition of Christmas Day at my house. But when my son got married, they go back and forth. They alternate holidays. This year was their Christmas with her family, Christmas Day. But we have always done Christmas Eve with my husband's family. And it just worked out that everybody was able to come to my house. And so we had a really good time. I'm going to tell you, this year was different. Was so much, I don't know, it just felt so much more because of the babies. If you were new to my channel, I have 2 new grandbabies. They're both boys, and they're 5 days apart, and they turned 6 months old at the beginning of December. And I know they're too young. They don't understand what's going on, but we had the best time. It was so much fun just shopping for them, and it just made a difference. Even with the family that was here, we were all about the babies and what they were doing and just oohing and awing over them. And, it did, I've been doing Flosstube for 2 years since, and my mother passed away during the time I was doing the Flosstubes. And, it really, even though I didn't talk about it, Christmas was not the same after she died. It took that first Christmas. It really took everything I had in me to even put up a tree and to even try. And I did. I felt like I did get as much as possible that year. But with these babies, it's just kind of renewed that spirit in me for Christmas, and it was just totally different this year. And so, but I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas. I did get, my daughter gave me a gift certificate to the Shepards Needle. And so I'm so excited. I cannot wait to go use it. But they're closed this week. I know now they are having, and I will link the store below in the description box. They are having an online sale. And I believe you get either 20% off the total purchase, or it might be selected patterns that are on sale. And so I'm thinking about maybe using some of that gift certificate toward those, but I really want to use the majority of it towards fabric. That's my, and maybe some kitting up a project. But the fabric is the main thing. I want to get some more 36 or 32 count in different colors and things. And so, but yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And they're going to start up their sit stitches. And it looks like it's going to be 2 Saturdays out of the month. So I have already signed up for the first one in January. So, and these are free. So if any of you live around Little Rock and around Little Rock, Arkansas area, or, you know, close by that you can drive in distance, it would be great to meet some people that that maybe watch my channel. I have met a few people that way, and so it would be so much fun. But today I've got what I thought I would do. I had originally thought, okay, excuse me, I'm going to have to go get, hold on just a moment. I'll try to get off camera when I need to. I haven't gotten a new chair, as you can tell. That is on my list, though. This room, the fan's going, and it's turned off cool today. And my nose is just running. Nothing, just got a runny nose. So I will try to step off camera when I need to wipe my nose. But anyway, as I was saying, I thought originally that I would pull out all my finished FFOs for the year 2023. And I thought I had wrote them down, and I had a list. But yeah, when I started pulling them out, I started questioning myself. Did I finish this year, or did I not? And I'm bad. And this is a lesson learned for me. I'm going to start putting the dates on my finishes. I think I'm going to buy some of those tags that I have seen other floss tubers use and put on my projects. So then I know when they were finished, because, you know, at the time I'm thinking, oh, I want to remember when I did this, you know. But I do have all mine stored in some Tupperware, not Tupperware, Rubbermaid containers, you know, the big boxes. And because I don't have any big framed pieces yet that I would leave up year round. Most of mine are smalls that kind of seasonal that you just, you know, you leave out during the season. And so I'm able to keep them back here all in an airtight container. And so I was pulling them all out, and I couldn't remember what I'd done, what I hadn't. So what I thought I would do is show, since we're moving into more winter finishes, that I would show some of my previous winter finishes that I've done. And I hope that y'all enjoy seeing them, and I really hope that you get some inspiration from them, that people sharing their FFOs, no matter mistakes or not, because, you know, these are full. These are not perfect. These are full of mistakes, but they're for me, and I like them. And I think you can draw inspiration, though, from other people. I've done it numerous times watching other floss tubers, and it's nice to be able to draw inspiration from other people that enjoy this craft that we all love to do. And so my first one I'm going to show, and they're not in any order, is one that, and I'm hoping I can remember the charts. I do think this was from a Etsy store called Sugar Stitches, and I believe this was originally a sampler type style, and I just ended up stitching the little snowman in the word January. And this, if you can tell, I think you can see it. It's on one of those fabrics that kind of has the glittery look to it. And this was one of those that I tried to sew the rickrack in. And this is my finish in the back. I cut a slit, and I glued this little foam. This is actually a little foam, thin piece of foam snowflake. And I think it came from the Dollar Tree, actually, in a pack. And I just took some blue paint and kind of distressed it Kind of gave it some definition. And I thought it looked really cute on the back. And this was just stitched with all DMC. And this was one of the first pillows I made. And I think it turned out really cute. And this was a fun stitch. I do have some more of her charts on some PDFs that I would love to stitch. But I set him out every January. And I just love him. I just think he's turned out so cute. I don't think I used call for. I think I just used similar that I had. My next one is, I'm going to show these next two because, I got a piece of floss. I don't know how that got there. A piece of green. I think it must come out of a project I'm fixing to show. These are all from the Brenda Gervais Snowball book. This is it. I've got it out because I want to start another one for this year. But this is what this is. And y'all, there's so many cute charts in here, full of really good charts. But this was my first finish, and this is called, I believe, I'm going to call it Winter Wonderland. But I just made it into a flat fold. I mean, just a flat finish, which is some pom-pom trim and some fabric that I thought looked really cute behind it. And then I just put this little, these are some picks glued together. And this is just a magnet finish. And so I have a like easel that I put this on, not in. And I display it like that. And this is stitched on a 28 count. I don't know the color of the fabric. I want to say, is it mushroom or taupe? But, and I don't know if these are even called for. They're DMCs. I think, maybe not, it all may not be DMC. It was just similar. If it's not the call for, it was similar. But I think it turned out really cute. I like it a lot. And here is another finish from the Snowball. And this one is called Snow Day. And I had him on a little easel type, not an easel, but it's spinned. And it had, you know, it's one of those that you see that's on like a pedestal and it'll spin over and have one saying on one side, another saying on the other. And so I haven't pulled it out. But this is just a little flat finish. Or I'm thinking about, I do have a little crate that I'm thinking about putting it on and just put some winter stuff in it. I think it'd be cute. But I stitched this one last year. And it's on the same fabric, 28 count, mushroom or taupe. Then I stitched, well, it might have been 2 years now. This is from Stitching with the Housewives, and I think this was Flurry and Floyd, maybe. And this is on 14 count chalkboard Ada with, I don't think they're called for at all. No, I know they're not called for because I pulled out a different color for the fox. I just pulled out similar colors. But I thought I just think this is so cute. And so I have a board that I put this on. And so I was really pleased with this one in the end. I just love how that red pops. I think that red really pops on there. So. And I have, I'm not going to show. This was one, I might have finished it last year, right after Christmas. And this was the Dancer, or is it Prancer? Prancer, maybe. It was out of, this is a Barbara Anna Designs out of it was a Primitive Punch Needle magazine. And it was very popular at the time. Everybody was stitching it, and I'll try to get it where there's no glare. And this is all called for color, but sorry guys, there we go. The fabric is it's a 28 count linen this is one of the, excuse me, that I took up to, I kitted up at Shepards Needle. And Anne, who owns it, is the one that suggested that I use this fabric. It's a Picture This Plus. I can't think of the name of it now, but I am so glad she did. I love how it looks. And this is just a frame from Walmart. Just, as a matter of fact, I think I even had it at home. My husband had bought it for one of his, my husband's a big Dale Earnhardt fan, NASCAR. And so he had gotten, for Christmas, his family sometimes gives him stuff from his, like photos or just things. And he had bought this for one of them, and it didn't work. And so I kept it. And so it looks real, I think it turned out really cute. So, but I love this. This was my first Barbara Anna that I stitched. And I really enjoy stitching her designs. To me, they're just whimsical. I don't know, they're just something about them. They're just fun to stitch. So that's it for my previous finishes. I don't have anything new to show as far as finishes or FFOs. I've got a little bit that I've worked on. You know, it was just during the holidays, I have kept my son's son a little bit more than usual. And so that was, I had him a couple of days last week, and then, but I did work on a few things. And so I will show that now. And there is a new restart, and I'll go ahead and show that. I know I have talked about in the past, I had started the Santa's Village by Country Cottage Needleworks. Yeah, I grabbed my wrong glasses. These are too strong. I can't see. But anyway, it'll be fine. But if you see me kind of struggling, y'all, this table is so full. If you see me struggling, that's what it is. These are some that I could use for stitching, because I do use readers to stitch with, but I'll get one that's a little bit strong than regular that I need for just reading, and they work out perfect for stitching. But anyway, so I've started it over, and I think I've talked about when I went into the Shepards Needle, and somebody had stitched. She had it framed up there. It was the, I don't know if it's Country Cottage Needleworks or Little House Needleworks that has the, it was actually Fall on the Farm. And they had stitched on 25 count 1/1. No, it wasn't Fall on the Farm. It was the Christmas Farm one. And they had stitched it on Vintage Country Mocha 25 count 1/1. And y'all, it was the perfect size, and I loved it. And so I said, that's how I want to stitch mine. So I already had this. I had started it, and did not like how it was looking. I think it was the fabric I didn't like. And so I had kitted it up and everything. So I have restarted it on 25 count 1/1. And I'm loving it. Y'all, this is, and I've got a really big piece of fabric here. So I will definitely be able to use this for other things. So it's all kind of folded up, but this is my start. This is it. I'm starting with Santa's house. This one right here. And this is my start. I still got hoop marks there. But I really am enjoying this 25 count 1/1, which is one thread over one square. And I'm just really liking how this is looking. So I've got some ideas for some other projects that I'm going to restart doing the same. So, and actually I think that green floss came out of this. Okay, then I worked on Brenda Gervais, Santa Stops Here. This was one I started last year with Sandy, with Stitching with Sandy. We're stitching this together. And I think it's so interesting to watch our progress. Just like with some other stitch alongs that I've done, the different fabric that people choose, the different areas they choose to start in. I'm an upper left-hand starter. Sandy always starts at the bottom. So it's fun to see the progress that we make from different areas of the chart. But this is Santa Stops here. And I've got everything all called for, which normally I don't do call for fabric, but I did in this case. And this is on Winter Brew 36 count R&R by R&R. And I say it every time, but I need to do a little zigzag stitch. I've never done that before, and I think I'm just a little scared to do it, to keep this from raveling, because y'all, it's raveling real bad. But this is where I'm at. I did put a few more stitches in it. I don't know if you can tell from the last time I shown it. I put in some more bricks, and I started on the window. But this is going to be so pretty when it's done. Let me fix my chair. It just, oops. Yeah, that's going to go first on the list. Get me a new chair. Now I have worked on one that y'all haven't seen in a while. And it is by Silver Creek Samplers. And it's called, I believe it's My Christmas List. Yeah, My Christmas List. And this is it. But I'm not doing mine like this. I am doing the version that Priscilla Blaine with Stitching with the Housewives used. And I bought the floss pack for it off of Fat Quarter Shop. So mine's going to look a little bit different than this one. And I'm just using I believe it's a 28 count fabric that it was a gray, but I darkened it up. But I've made quite a bit of progress, I think, since the last time y'all saw it. This is where I'm at. So now I'm going to start on, I need to start on Flying Reindeer right here. This will be where I pick up and start stitching right there, Flying Reindeer. But I'm really enjoying this. And it's all classic color works. I think I showed that last time. I haven't worked on that. Some of these I've got up here because I've got to do some I've gotten the flosses. For somehow or another, I got Erin Elizabeth's plaid house that I was working on. I went and bought the rest of the floss for it, but I put them in a different project bag for some reason. So I've got like 2 bags with that stuff in it. So I've got to get that sorted out. Okay, the next thing I worked on, I've worked on more things than what I thought, to be honest. I was thinking I hadn't worked on much. Is by Grisetta Agogo, and it's called Winter Sampler. Isn't that beautiful? I just think this is just beautiful. So I'm stitching mine on a piece of fabric that I dyed. So it's a little darker, but I think it's going to be really pretty. And I believe it's a 32 count. And I've just got the border done. This is another one that my husband went to Little Rock last week. And it was on a day that I had not gotten off work yet. And so I had him go by Hobby Lobby. And he picked up the rest of the flosses for me. They're all DMC. But that's it. I can't wait to get more progress on this. This is so pretty. And I have another new start, and I forgot to show it in my last video. And this was the stitch along, but I think it's over now. And it was a free chart put out, I think, several years ago by Sweet Wing Studio. And it's called By Angels Bright. And I had already, when they announced the stitch along, I had already not bought it. I'd already found this and had it in my iPad with and had saved it. And so I was going to stitch it. And so I thought, well, this would be the perfect time to start it, because I thought this was so pretty. I loved it. So I'm stitching mine on blue. It's a 14 count. And this is one that I had ordered from Fat Quarter Shop several years ago. It's a picture of this plus, but I'm not sure what the name is. But this is my progress. I'm going to do mine a little different. I'm just stitching all the words in one color. I'm not going to switch them up. And I go back and forth. But see, now, I think that looks really pretty now. But then sometimes I think, well, can you see it? But when I hold it up, I think it's going to be really pretty once I get the other colors in it at the bottom. I think you can read it. I don't know. I go back and forth, but I think I'm going to stick it out. So that's everything that I've worked on. I do have some plans that I want to talk about. And I've got some more of the Stitchy Advent calendar that me and Sandy did. We haven't opened up the last part of the boxes yet because she had to send me mine. And then just with our busy schedule here lately, we just haven't had a chance to get on Zoom and open them together. But that's planned real soon because we're both just very excited. We both can't wait to see what the rest of our boxes have. But, so I guess what I'll do is I'll go ahead and start with plans. And I've been watching everybody. I've been seeing a lot of new videos pop up about everybody's plans for the upcoming year. And I've really enjoyed watching them. But I'm not really going to give myself plans. At first, I was going to do the 24 and 24. But I just didn't get it together. And y'all, I'm going to tell y'all something. I don't particularly like to kit up. And I think a lot of it is how I've got my flosses. I do like the floss bags, and I've got them on rings, and I've got them grouped together by numbers. But I get tired of having to pull them rings down and then flip through it and then put the ring back up. And then a couple of the rings are starting, from me having to open and close them so much, are starting to not close good. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is get some of the photo boxes and maybe put them in order like that, because I do like the floss bags. I really do. I've just got to find an easier way to get them, to get access to them without having to, I don't know. And I know that's a lot of my problem, is because I just get tired of having to go pull that out and look through it and all that. I call it lazy or whatever. I just, and it's just not my favorite thing to do, is to kit up. And so I did not get anything worked out. And, and if you are one that does plan ahead and, and sticks to it, that's wonderful. But there'll be other Flosstubers that have their plans, and I have enjoyed watching them. And actually, I've seen some starts that they're planning on that I would love to start. I've wrote down the chart and the pattern and stuff that I'm thinking I might have to buy. And so I've gotten some really good ideas that way. But the one thing, I have done two things. I have joined Whip Warriors. And so I'm looking forward to that. I just haven't gotten my whips and albums together, because I think you're supposed to, I don't know. Some people I know in the past, I think they did want you to have an album on Facebook where you showed your project before you started working on it, and then afterwards, so they would know that you put all the stitches in. But then I think this year the albums is not mandatory. I'm not sure, but I know people are still doing that for their own documentation. And so I guess I need to do that. I'm not sure, but I am looking forward to Whip Warriors. I'm hoping that maybe I can get some progress in some of these whips with some of their games and stuff that they have going on. And I joined the monthly magazine group last year, but I haven't really done a whole lot with it. But I am going to do Bringo for January, and I have got that all kitted up, everything that I want to work on. I do have a couple projects that I need to put that are, and most of it is whips. I am going to have a few new starts in it, but like I need to get my fabric for it, and there was one that I think I needed some more floss for. But for the most part, that's done. And so I'm really looking forward to that. But then after I did all that, I thought, oh, well, what am I going to do on Monday nights when she calls? Because I'm thinking she's going to call the number every day. Because I don't get a chance to stitch a lot on Monday nights normally, because that's when I have my grandson. And you know, he's teething. And so the last time he didn't sleep very good. So, but so we'll see. I don't know. I'm hoping maybe I can figure out a way to, because I really would like to. This seems like a fun game to do, and I would really like to stick with it as much as possible. And so, but so those are kind of my plans. I do want to once again make some, hopefully get some ornaments kitted up and to get those done, because all my whips are like big projects, and so I want to have some little small ones in there, and I thought I could do that with ornaments. But because I do like the feeling of accomplishment you get when you finish something. I do like the finish, and I like to FFO. I think that's I've heard people say they don't like to FFO. I do. I enjoy the FFO process. And if you don't know what that is, that's fully finishing an object. Where I know people have said they love to kit up, and I don't. So I guess it balances out in the end. But so that's kind of loosely my plans. I am going to do the 12 by 12 this year. And I'm going to be with Sandy. She's going to open up her Zoom again, like she did last year, and have it open all day on New Year's Eve. And that was so much fun. And what I did, and I think what I'm going to do it again this year, is after I picked my whips, and I think I'm going to have maybe 2 or 3 new starts, and then the rest is going to be whips. I do want to have a few new starts though, but for the most part, I do want to work on whips. But I'm going to do like I did last year, and I just wrote each one down on a piece of paper, and I folded them up, and I put them in like a little bowl. And every hour when it was time to swap and work on a new project, I drew what I was to work on. And that was a lot of fun. And so I think I'm going to do that again this year. And so I do have some projects though that I'm going to talk about that I'm going to restart that I did last year, and I'll talk about what I'm going to do different, because it all goes back to that 25 count 1/1. So that's kind of my plans. I just feel like for me, and still getting used to the new job and having the new grandbabies, that I'm going to have my daughter's baby some coming up. So I just know that I'm not going to set myself in stone with plans. And I am going to try to do, I do really want to stitch from my stash, but I am going to buy, I'm not going to say I'm not going to buy new stuff, because I am. But I do want to be more mindful for what I buy. And not just, because I'm bad about falling in that everybody else is stitching it, and oh, I need to, that fear of missing out. And so kind of think about it more when I start something. And but yeah, I've seen a lot of people say that they're not buying any, and that's wonderful. I just know me, and I cannot see myself not buying stuff. But I do want to just be more cautious, be mindful for what I buy. So with that, I will move on to just a few things that I've gotten from Sandy, because it's been so much fun doing the Stitchy Advent with each other, because we know kind of what the other person likes, and just it's just been a lot of fun. So she did give me several. I got about 4 fat quarters, and she kept asking me what my favorite color was, and I told her blue. I think, I gravitate toward blue, and so aren't these cute? These will be cute finishing pieces, but I kind of want to use this part, maybe make a little project bag with it. I think that's really pretty. So those are some that she gave me, and some ribbon for finishing. You can't ever have too much of that. She also made, I don't know if she made, I think she, oh, wait a minute. I know where it is. She gave me the jewelry box that you turned into your stitching box. And isn't that pretty? It's got a sunflower. A daisy. Goodness gracious, that's a daisy. And she knows I love daisies. And inside, now I've got some stuff in it that she has given me. And these were the little counting pens that she made me, these counting pens. I've never used counting pens. I guess I need to start using them. But she did it up so cute on the inside. See, she put that little ribbon, that lace, and then there's some, I don't know if I can show you, but there's some daisy fabric up under there. And so I've got it full, but I love that little box. And now that I'm going to the Shepards Needle, this is perfect. I can take this with me when I go. But she also gave me this, I lost my train of thought. This little hedgehog pen holder. And then she gave me the little pins for it. Isn't that cute? I thought that was cute. Just a little fun, little cute gift. But y'all, she made me 2 things. Well, she's made me several things. But isn't this pretty? Look at that ornament. I love it. And of course, the black and white check. But this is the back. I love that fabric. Isn't that pretty? But I do think this is one of Pinkard and Pumpkin's free charts. Pinkard and Pumpkin, or Pumpkin, is that how you say it? I know she's got a lot of cute free charts, and I've got some in my stash over here. But I just love this. This hung on my tree this year. And she made me a project bag with that same fabric, and she's starting to make vinyl fronts. So we are going to get together one day, and she's going to show me how to do this. So I'm excited. I've got everything I need. We got to find time to do it. And she also gave me this dimensions kit. And y'all, I've never I never stitched one. But aren't these jars pretty with the flowers? I thought that was so pretty. So, anxious to get that started. So that's just a little bit of what we exchanged. Now I do want to start as for my 12 by 12. Going back to that, I'm kind of all over the place, I feel like. I'm going to stitch this here. Let's see, yeah, I can. Photo booth film. Photo booth fun. I think that one is so cute. So that's going to be one of my new starts. And I like this City Winter that Stitching with the Housewives put out last year. I don't know if you can see it. But I'm going to stitch those. And so I've got think I've got all 4. But this is, I just grabbed this. This is number 1. And I think I'm going to, I think I'm going to do them all in a row. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a pillow or individual or all together. But that's just kind of a few things, couple of things that I do want to start. Now, I am going to restart a couple of things. This is what I was talking about. I had started this last year, and it's the Plum Street Samplers 12 Days of Christmas. This was a free chart several years ago, and I've seen numerous people stitch it, and I'll just kind of hold it. This is what it looks like. I've seen people stitch it individually, change the colors up, and then all together. I know Sandy stitched it all together with the called for, and it's beautiful. And I had started it, and this was before it ever, I guess until I saw the 25 count stitching 1 over 1, I never thought about that. I didn't know you could do it. And that's part of being kind of new back into cross stitch. And so when I had started this, I pulled this 28 count fabric, and it's really going to be big. It's too big. And so my first thought was just to take out this part here and then finish it and just make them into pillows, because I do like the colors I chose. But then I thought, why couldn't I just restart it completely and do it on, because that country mocha that I have the Santa's Village on, it's huge. I could easily get this on there, or just get another piece of a prettier, you know, another 25 count or something and do it over that. Or I could do it 1 over 1 on this, actually. So I don't know. I'm kind of in a dilemma if I want to leave it like this and just finish it and make it into pillows, which I do think is really pretty, or just restart it and make it smaller. But I do want to stitch them because I think they're really pretty done up. And I do go back and forth because I really liked Sandy's. It was all together. But then I know Holly Jones, her Flosstube is Holly Jones Stitches, or Miss Jones. Anyway, she made pillows, and she changed the colors and everything in them. And it was really cute too. So I just go back and forth. I just don't know what to do. So that's my kind of a few things that I want to get started on. Also, I'm going to restart this one here because I definitely want to do these. They're by they're the Spooky Hollow set that Little Stitch Girl put out. I want to say it was probably 3-4 years ago now. I think it was right when I first got back into cross stitch. I'm trying to see if there's a date on here. I don't see one though. But I want to stitch them and make them into little pillows. And so I had started this on 28 count. And it's, this is from Fabric Flair. It's called Hazy Gray. And this is, yeah, I did this on 12 by 12 last year. This was one of my starts. And I hadn't touched it since. So that's how far I got. So I don't mind restarting this and maybe doing it 1 over 1. And then that way they'll be smaller, cute pillows. So that's going to be another restart and do them 1 over 1 on this Hazy Gray. Okay, so that is, I think, all I've got to show. I do have one haul. This was one that I found on eBay, and it's from Dimensions, and it's this little train. So this will be an ornament, and it's all kitted up, but this has kind of got a plastic canvas. So I'm excited. I'm anxious to start this. Isn't that cute? I just love it. So this will be a grandbaby ornament. And I think that's it. Oh, one other thing that I thought this was so neat, and I wish I would have thought about this with Sandy. She got me all these blue DMC flosses. Oh, it's hung on my zipper. Uh-oh. There we go. I can just, oh goodness, there we go. All these blues, and I thought that was so pretty. They're kind of a mess right now. So I'm going to have to find, what I want to do is find a winter, well, I could get the Winter Quaker by Primrose and then use these blues for it. Isn't that pretty? So, okay, so that's all that I've got to show. Now, if anybody is interested in joining Sandy, and I'll be on there, and there'll be some other, other people for the 12 by 12 New Year's Eve stitch along. I don't know exactly what time she's going to open it up, but I think it will be before noon on New Year's Eve. But just let me know in the comments, and I will pass. I will give her your information, and she can email you the link to the Zoom. We have a lot of fun on it. I really enjoyed it last year. I just stayed in my pajamas and I found some cute pajamas, loungewear type thing, and just really enjoyed it. And so looking forward to it this year. And so I think she's got some fun things planned for it this year. So so that'll be something different. So so that's all that I've got as far as stitching. I hope that y'all have enjoyed it, and I hope I gave y'all some inspiration for some of your finishing. So now I will move on to my books, and what I thought I would do this time is a little different too, is I'm going to give you my top 5 books that I read for 2023. I have a Goodreads account, and I kept track of them on Goodreads. So I went through and I picked the top 5 that I read. I read 25 books in the year. A lot of those I did listen to, but I thought that was pretty good. And so I thought I've been seeing other, especially on TikTok, people are doing their year-end reviews of books and their top 5s or whatever. So I thought that would be fun. I would try that. So if you're interested, please stay and listen. And maybe I can give you some books that you've never read. So I will start though first with the book that I just finished, and I actually read it. And I got it through my library, I used the Libby app through my library. And it's called The Love of My Life by Rosie Walsh. I will try to put a picture up here. But it's I don't really want to call it a thriller, suspense, but it's kind of, it is suspenseful in a way, but it's, but you follow a couple. This book takes place in England. And so some of the wording was weird for me, how some of the difference, how we use words and how they use words was a little different for me. But you follow this couple, and the man, they've been married, they have a small child. And the man is, and I didn't know this thing existed, but he's an obituary writer for like a magazine. And well, I knew they existed, but I didn't know that they would write up people's obituaries, stars, and I don't know whether this is true, stars, obituaries kind of ahead of time, kind of a generic. And a star has gone missing. Well, through that, and he finds out that his wife has been lying to him about her past. And so he finds that out by going through some papers one evening, and it was really good. It took a little bit to get going in it, and I think a lot of it was me because I kept falling asleep when I would read at night. I would just get very little of it read, and it came to the point though that I had to finish it because I couldn't renew it because somebody was waiting in line for it. So what I did was I took one day when I was off work that afternoon, and I finished it. And really, once I started reading it, I had a hard time putting it down. I wanted to see what was going to happen next. But it was very good. I enjoyed it. It's called The Love of My Life. But my top 5 books are going to be, and I'm going to start with 5 and go all the way up to 1. Let's see. Number 5 is going to be, oh, and I didn't write the authors. I will put, and I've talked about these, so what I'm going to do is I'll put the description, the book and the author in the description book below. And if I can remember the author, I will tell it. It's Homecoming by Kate Morton. And I'm not going to describe them. I'm just going to go, and if you're interested in looking them up, then you can. Number 5 is The Homecoming by Kate Morton, I believe. Number 4 is going to be The Senator's Wife. That's one that I just recently read. Number 3 is The Lost Girls of Willowbrook. Number 2 is The Housemaid. And number 1 is The Great Alone. So those were my top 5 that I read. I would love if you would put in your comments what, you don't have to give me your top 5, but if you want to, that's great. But just what your favorite book was that you read this year. And so I would love to know what you read, and might be a book that I want to read. So please put that in your comments, what your favorite book was, or your top 5 too. So I just want to thank everybody, if you have stayed through the whole video, for watching. And I hope y'all have a wonderful and safe and happy New Year's. And I will see you soon.